Hello, friends. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Ozan Kurtbay. Welcome to my astrology channel, all of you. So, the weekly tarot readings. Because yesterday and the day before, we emphasized what could happen in the sky regarding the zodiac signs in the coming week, the possibilities, and which of those possibilities are more certain. In fact, next week, the planet Venus, which represents money, our comfort zone and flirtations, as well as young women. Because Venus represents women, specifically young women. The moon represents women. It represents women who have become mothers, or rather, not just mothers, but mature women. Because, there is this kind of mindset, in societies. After a woman becomes a mother, after a lady does become a mother, she becomes a woman. No. After she matures, she becomes the moon, she becomes a woman. Before maturing, she goes around in a flirtatious way like Venus. Flirting with this one, flirting with that one, flirting with another and another. This is the right person for me. I'll focus on this one. Click. She automatically transforms into the moon. She enters the person's subconscious. Because she enters the subconscious, because she structures the subconscious, the woman structures the man's subconscious, enables his development, and from then on ensures his growth. And the man, with this developed subconscious, helps the woman to grow. He helps the woman to develop. So the way each twin develops is different. Neither Mars is superior to Venus, nor is Venus superior to Mars. Mars is a leader, a ruler. And Venus is the same, she is creative. With her creativity, she nourishes his leadership. This also manifests in the outside world, and if necessary, he brings her along with him. He leads in the outside world, creates, leads, creates, leads, creates. There's also something like this in society. People say the woman leads the man. But the woman isn't Mars, so she can't lead the man. Leadership is something that exists in Mars. And creativity is something that exists in Venus. It's something that doesn't exist in Mars. Next week, Venus, the planet that represents women, that represents the feminine, is entering Taurus. And Taurus is a sign ruled by Venus itself. It's an earth sign, because Venus rules two signs. One is Libra, the cardinal air sign, and the other is Taurus, the fixed earth sign. Next week, Venus will enter the fixed earth sign and will be concerned with everything tangible. My beauty, my sense of aesthetics, my comfort zone, and then my sensuality. Because the body is also something tangible. My sensuality, the pleasure I get from sensuality, the pleasure I get from my beauty, the pleasure I get from my comfort zone, the pleasure I get from my sense of aesthetics. And at the same time, when Venus moves into money, it also represents money. My values, everyone will start to focus exactly on that. The whole thing, the galaxy, will be seeking to transition within this flow. Now, let's see what awaits the zodiac signs next week. Let's see what next week has in store for the signs. We will review this together. As always, we'll start with the first sign of astrology. We'll begin with Aries and go all the way to Virgo, and finally from Libra to Scorpio. Sun sign and rising sign, Aries. Your sun sign for the upcoming week. For those whose sun sign is Aries, what sources of energy does the week bring you? What can you do with these sources of energy? In other words, your career life, school life, work, your professional life, career, that part, that's what they call a career anyway. Aries, career life 1, career life 2, and career life 3. For those whose moon sign is Aries, your emotional life 1, your emotional life 2, and your emotional life 3. Let's see what's coming up next week. Card number 1 says, Dear Aries Ascendants, at the beginning of next week, the flow brings you the 7 of Cups. In your business life, especially with some news you will receive about changes in moves, information you will learn, you may need to make some changes in direction or adjustments in your actions. In the career part of your life, you might have to rearrange some pieces. The news you receive or hearing about your competitors making a move, if they take action, you may also find yourself needing to change direction. When I say move, or direction. I mean a change in your course of action. You may need to rearrange the pieces in your life, in your career. At the very beginning of next week, while the moon is in Virgo, Virgo is already a mutable sign. That's why you may find yourself needing to make changes there. When we reach the middle of the week, as the moon moves into Libra, Libra is ruled by Venus and says, with all your creativity, change your moves, and you're in a period where you can get more efficiency from your business life. And the sun is already in Gemini, in the planet of growth. Venus is also slowly moving into Taurus. From there, it also strongly supports creativity. Next week, you can take advantage of the opportunity to make some changes, switch up your moves, and achieve greater efficiency, dear Aries rising. If you make use of this, you will receive a very nice material transformation. The Empress card says, I govern the mind. I am in the realm of the mind, and if I have appeared for this person, it means they need to use all their creativity there and turn it into something tangible. Venus in Taurus is already showing exactly this. When you reach the end of the week and the moon moves into Scorpio, it says that simply rearranging the pieces may not be enough for this. On top of that, you can also add your experiences from the past. You have already gained some experiences before, and now those pieces are being rearranged. You're both rearranging the pieces, man. Last time I did this, and I got a positive result from it. Let me do the same thing again. Exactly. Getting too emotional about it could be risky. It's best if you combine your experiences with the pieces, and with all your creativity, focus on getting results next week, because next week is Venus's first week in Taurus. And Saturn has just moved into Aries, into the area of self. Mercury is also in Gemini in its own home. Look, now Mercury is in Gemini, the sign it rules. Venus is heading into the sign it rules as well. These two planets can be quite productive for you if you use them well. Let's take a look at your emotional life. There may be some uncertainties in your emotional life. Certain uncertainties may arise. With the news you receive, these uncertainties may lead you to say, oh, I didn't know this. No one told me this. So instead of staying silent or, as an Aries rising, reacting impulsively, pay attention to your tone and express what you want to say. Don't stay silent out of fear or out of fear of losing your relationship and then end up experiencing the Five of Cups later on. I wish I had said something. I didn't say it because I didn't want to lose. But because I didn't say it, I ended up losing anyway. This comes up in the middle of the week. Look, this is a subconscious fear. Everything you don't say accumulates beneath your consciousness, piling up more and more. It creates pressure. You are the one who has to shape and guide it. You have to express the relationship itself, not the person, but the relationship itself. But your subconscious, there is such immense pressure. It makes you say, I'm so scared, I'm so scared, I'm so scared. No one's buying it. No way. You need to express this. The only thing is the opposite. Otherwise, you will regret it. Again, the same thing. I'm tired of it now. Again, the same thing. I'm bored. You start to get into that mindset of, why do I always end up with the same type of people? Dude, you're the one who's afraid, sorry. You're the one who's scared, and you don't even express it. So, you just sit there and watch. Where is my relationship going? That relationship isn't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. The only thing that's going to happen is that I'll lose. In the middle of the week, there's an amazing, gorgeous emperor vibe going on there. If instead of saying what you need to say and experiencing it, you get scared and pull back because of your prejudices, you'll end up reliving the past with those same prejudices. Dear Aries, don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't warn you. But if your rising sign is Aries, you need to calm yourself down. Don't just explode out of nowhere. Now, let's move on to Taurus sun signs and Taurus rising signs. What awaits you in the coming week? Venus is moving into your first house. If Venus is entering your first house next week, could be quite flirtatious. both in terms of flirting and business, it's advantageous. Because Venus is entering your first house. It's advantageous both in terms of business, with commercial opportunities coming right to your doorstep, and in terms of flirtations. By to your doorstep, I mean flirtations that will enter your life directly. Now, Taurus sign, career life, number 1. Sun sign, that is, Taurus sign, career life, number 2, and Taurus sign, career life, number 3. Taurus sign, my emotional life, number 1. My emotional life is 2, and my emotional life, number 3. Now let's see how the flow of the sun will energize you wherever the sun is. The Queen of Pentacles says that you are entering a productive week in terms of business. Your throat is in Virgo, both are earth signs. As a Taurus, you shape the earth beautifully because your element is already earth. Aha! When the moon is in Virgo, you can sign off on some great deals. When you reach the middle of the week, if you find that you can't get results from where you are, then what you're doing now, yes, there really needs to be an outcome from this effort. If that result doesn't happen there, you might get frustrated, your nerves might get frayed, and you could start to feel a bit overwhelmed by the situation. When the moon is in Libra, why? Because the balances are shifting. Where those balances are changing, maybe now your balance is somewhere else. Maybe now your balance is somewhere else. The last card will show us that. It won't work if you get angry and leave right away while the moon is in Libra. What you've done will go to waste as well. The last card says that you're reaching the point of satisfaction there. You're reaching the point of satisfaction. Be careful. Your departure from here might be soon. Dear Taurus, your departure from here might be soon. If you can't get the results of your efforts here, you wait until you reach the last level you can get here. After that, the flow changes with the heat, because the balances are shifting. Watch for the moment when those balances change. Look here, the moon is in Scorpio, and Venus is moving into Taurus. You could suddenly move on to better opportunities. That will open the door for you anyway. You'll make the transition from there to here in an instant, but you have to experience that star card. That star card, along with the support you'll receive from outside, either your own fulfillment or me giving you support, will allow you to experience even more of the same yield right here with that support. Aha! You need to wait for that. If you act too quickly, since the moon is in Libra, if you do something there, the balance will be lost. In your emotional life, there may be a lot of authoritative people around you. You need to be careful with those authoritative people. Too many teeth. You'll need to move slowly there. Let's see what will happen in the middle of the week. There will be some renewals. In other words, things will start to shift. In your emotional life, the person in front of you is very authoritative. He says Noah, not the prophet. I mean, if I threw a stone, it would have cracked. That's how stubborn they are. But you don't call me, are you? There will be some renewals there in the middle of the week. Where will these renewals lead? There is the question. There is the question. With these important renewals, by truly getting ambitious and, of course, with the ongoing support you'll receive from those around you. Now, just take a look. Isn't this the Knight of Pentacles appearing right here before you? A renewal is coming there. You might want to just grab your things and leave right away, or the person in front of you might push you into a battle of nerves. In this situation, you might get ambitious and, with the support you receive, look for emotional fulfillment elsewhere. Because this person is saying Noah, not prophet. Dear Taurus individuals, that's why it's beneficial to be cautious about that in the coming week. Mayday, mayday. Now, let's move on to Gemini for the time being. We're going to look at what the embodiment of aesthetics is and examine the situations. Here we have the Gemini sign. It was deep, 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 so deep, 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 deep. Gemini's career life is one thing, and the sun sign is another. Gemini's career life 2, and Gemini's career life 3. Gemini's emotional life 1, emotional life 2, as well as emotional life 3. Let's see what it is, and what it isn't. Exactly, perhaps indeed. Ladies and gentlemen,
Card number 1 suggests that in the week ahead, there could be certain situations or events arising where you may find yourself needing to prove your abilities or demonstrate your strengths. These moments might require you to show what you are capable of, either to yourself or to those around you, as you handle whatever comes your way. Because the moon is not your opposite sign, nor your opposing sign. Your opposing sign is Sagittarius, your opposite sign is Virgo. Why? Because Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo. Virgo is found on the dark side of Gemini. The moon is on the other side of the planet. That's why there may be situations where you need to prove yourself. When the moon moves from Virgo into Libra, it's possible that, along with these moments of proving yourself, you may embark on an incredible adventure. It's highly likely. And Venus is also moving into Taurus, and the sun is already in your first house. Discovery in your home. In this case, what you need to do is roll up your sleeves and dive into that new adventure. Since I deserve this, so then I should go for it full force. However, you've just come out of the 12th house, you've just left the 12th house. While in the first house, you proved yourself and set out on a new adventure. Because the first house is the house of new adventures. But now you've just left the 12th house behind. You're caught up in the excitement. You're swept away, going wow, 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 wow. Exactly the 12th. Don't let it trip you up from behind. You need to be careful about that. You've relaxed. You've let your guard down. You've proven yourself. You've relaxed. You're about to let your guard down. A sneaky trip from behind. You need to be careful about those trips. So complete relaxation. Wait for the whole week to be over before you fully relax. Is it over? It's over. Go for it. Let yourself go. Move forward. After that, as for your emotional life, pay attention to your emotional life next week. The 8th of Swords says that logically. So when you try to solve an issue from one side, they close it off. Then you try to solve it from another side, and they close that off too. That's why you keep going in circles, with each side being closed off. So you might say, hey, do you want to solve this issue before the tournament? Or, honey, do we want to solve this issue? Yes. Then you shouldn't close off all the doors. Is your goal to solve this issue, or is it to create problems for me and corner me? There is a question. Are you testing me to see what I'll do in this situation? Are you really testing me, trying to find out how I might react? If you want to achieve absolute victory, you should know that next week in your emotional life, there is a wild card, something unexpected, up to the point of letting go. This means you might have to release control and allow things to unfold naturally, even if it feels uncertain or risky. Hello? Take it all the way to the point of truly letting go, so that you don't end up getting cornered in the end. Let everyone, in their own way, pull their own rope. Everyone should pull their own rope. The last card is very strong again. Have you perhaps drawn your line? That's when you'll see whether the person in front of you will stab you in the back or not. If they don't, you can make your move. Don't get clubbed. If you don't strike, you can make your move. If they do, it means they're tripping themselves up anyway. After that, you'll head off on a new adventure. Next week, this is quite important for Gemini.
Now let's move on to Cancer signs. Generally, it's a wrap. Cancer sign career life 1, Cancer sign career life 2, and Cancer sign career life 3. Cancer sign emotional life 1, emotional life 2, and emotional life 3. All of it is the other moon sign. In your career life next week, dear Cancers. The moon is in Virgo. Virgo is a sign that represents organization. It is a sign that is well organized. And you are also a sign that loves organization very much, because you are the cardinal sign of water. There is something you need to pay attention to there. Don't get carried away and collapse. I can't foresee what's ahead of me. Why do you see a problem in delegating tasks? But they can't do it like I do. But if you don't do this, in the end, you'll be left with nothing. You'll keep tensing up. You'll keep getting more and more irritated because the moon is in Virgo. This happens too. This happens too. This happens too. Work properly. That's it. You end up like this. What happened? I want to raise my comfort zone. Along with the news I'll receive, a lot of positive news has come. So, I want to raise my comfort zone. If you can't handle it, what are you going to raise? Because the balance is shifting. If you can't handle it, what are you going to raise, Hadar the treasure? On this card, what does the final destination say? Ah! You. Do you want to clear your path? Yes. First, you need to be able to see. How will you clear a path you can't see? Which way will you turn? Which way will you go? Which direction will you expand your comfort zone? It's not clear. Why? Because I can't see. That's why you should wait for the news from where clear results are coming. For the things where there are no clear results, just let them go and move on. Otherwise, bam! You do this. What happened? There's still a chance this could happen. You do this one too. There's still a chance this could happen. It's not certain. What's this? This is absolutely clear. Clear. In your emotional life, you might be manipulated because you'll be busy with this. You'll be busy with your business life. There could be manipulation. Aha! This didn't happen. Why? Because you just left it thinking, well, I'm already doing it. So, you were relaxed. You got involved with others. Oh, wow. I've heard your news, don't worry. That news is coming. That news is coming. You know what, you, Queen of Swords? You know what, if you keep going like this, so is the fault yours now? Is the fault yours, or is it with the one who gives more of themselves to you than you do? Aha! Is the fault with the other person, or is it with you giving willingly? Is there any need to get into this mood? Do you even have the right to get into this mood? Then you shouldn't give more than me. You're giving too much. But I have feelings too. All right, but there's such a thing as decency. Put your hand on your heart. Come on. You're infringing on your own rights by not living your emotions, by focusing entirely on the concrete, and then after doing this, you still want to experience emotions. Doesn't the other person want that too? Yes. Well, you're not there. Well, I guess it's gone now. Then who do you build? There really is such a thing as decency now. Now let's move on to Leos. What's up? What's not, dear Leos? Venus has already moved into Taurus, and Cancer will be in full hormone mode next week. It's not like you think. Both full hormones and full comfort zone. Leo's career life 1, career life 2, and career life 3. Emotional life 1, emotional life 2, and emotional life 3. What's up? What's not, dear Leos? Next week is a week where you'll start off with action and risks. That's what the King of Wands says. You love this kind of thing. You really love both action and risk. Yes, both action and risk, especially at the very start of the week. It's truly your thing, without a doubt, as always. But Mayday, Mayday. In the middle of the week, with the moon in Libra, a decision about direction needs to be made. Which way will you go, dear Leo? As the moon in Libra shifts the balance this week, which way? That is the question. Then the moon moves into Scorpio, and you'll head that way. So let's turn in that direction. Because the flow is coming. Here it is. Aha! Don't come back after that. You'll have to leave some things behind as you turn back. You have to let go, otherwise you can't turn back. You can't move on to the new order. In this situation, there will be some serious breakages. But you're a Leo, after all. You'll want the order to continue. Then won't people ask you, why did you even start in the first place? Why did I start? It was obvious this would happen when you started. You wanted novelty and action, you wanted risk, you wanted more. Well, if you want more, you have to leave this order behind. You can't have both this and that. It's impossible. Otherwise, you'll lose much more. Either you leave what you have here, take what you can from it and go, or you don't go at all. If you try to act like you're leaving, but still want to take from there, everything will fall completely apart. Because there's the Hermit card. These are tangible assets, not just talk. So, next week, there's also the Three of Swords. That side will also fall apart, piece by piece. Conflicts of opinion, heartbreaks, people from the past, exes next. This one is with him, that one is with her, the other is with someone else. They're all coming at you next week. It's in there, this, that. If you don't want to end the week with nothing left in your hands, if you don't want to be left feeling worthless, you first need to confront your past. You need to confront your past and act accordingly. Otherwise, everything will fall apart. Because the lion has a shadow side. I didn't do anything I should apologize for. You did. Yes, you did, but you also have the sun star behind you. He has a pride, a vanity. As long as you don't temper that, it's inevitable, almost a given, that you'll experience the collapse of the tower. Exactly. Now let's move on to Virgos. Virgo, career life 1, career life 2, and career life 3. Virgo, emotional life 1, emotional life 2, and emotional life 3. So what does it say for Virgos this week? It says that next week, with what you've accomplished so far and the support you'll receive from your close circle, you'll be able to manage your plans and organizations very well at the start of the week. But be careful, trouble doesn't come from afar. If trouble is coming, don't look far away. People may try to deceive you. Oh wow, he threw it. They can't throw a stone at you if you were the one who threw it. So that's the side you need to pay attention to next week. You've reached summer, you've relaxed. So by the end of the week, you've lost it. The belt snapped. So this means you might need to make some changes in your close circle, or you may need to change your close circle next week. But that's something that will come to light after Sunday that week. You'll see it at the end of next week. Because right at the beginning of the week, you might already have to make some decisions, along with your intuition. Like, this isn't going to go much further here. That's what your inner voice is telling you. We'll reach fulfillment here in the middle of the week. With the star card, look, a major arcana. We'll reach fulfillment here. And if, at the end of the week, we encounter very authoritarian people who resist change, Pluto has moved into Aquarius. That new, if I listen to what they say and don't embrace change, I'll be the one who suffers, you'll say. Me? They're already digging behind my back. So, I'd better reach this point of fulfillment and make my final statement. So, after that, wherever things go, dear Virgos. Otherwise, all these dreams will completely fall apart. Mayday, mayday. Either you go and create a new order, or you take this order and develop it somewhere else. In other words, you either take this order and improve it, or you go somewhere else and establish a new order there. Well, friends, that's all from me for now. I am Ozan Kurtbey. Ladies and gentlemen, see you in the next video. Good luck for now. Take care.